Today, we're going to talk about a tool that could seriously change your entire workflow. It's called an AI agent. But look, let's just forget all the tech jargon for a minute. The best way to think about this, it's your new digital teaching assistant, one that's super efficient and ready to help you lighten that massive load you're carrying. All right, let's just be real for a second. Does this slide hit a little too close to home? I mean, you know the feeling, right? That endless cycle of planning lessons and then creating a million different versions for every single learner, and then trying to find the energy to give meaningful feedback. It is the heavy lifting of teaching, and honestly, it can be completely draining. So what if technology could take some of that weight off your shoulders? So what in the world is an AI agent? Really, it's not nearly as complicated as it sounds. Basically, it's a smart assistant that you can give instructions to. But here's the really cool part. It remembers the context of your conversation. So you don't have to start from square one every single time. You can actually build on your ideas, ask for changes, and it stays with you, kind of like a real assistant would. And this right here is probably the most important thing to get. This is not about replacing you or your expertise, not at all. It's about automating the tedious stuff so you have more time and brain power for the things that are uniquely human. An AI can't build that trusting relationship with a kid who's struggling. It can't make that gut call to switch gears in the middle of a lesson. That's your superpower. This tool just gives you more time to use it. Okay, let's get practical. First up, think of this as your AI planning coach. Imagine having a partner you can bounce ideas off of anytime, day or night, to help you brainstorm and design some amazing lessons. You know what's so great about this? It totally beats that blank page problem. We've all been there. Instead of starting from scratch, you get instant, pretty thoughtful suggestions. And we're not just talking about random ideas. You can actually ask for strategies based on real educational research, which saves you hours of digging around online. Need a killer hook for a Monday morning or a quick exit ticket for a 45-minute class? It's all right there, and it's tailored for you. So let's actually walk through this. Picture it. You're that third grade teacher. You just tell the agent your learning standard, how much time you've got, and maybe you mention that your class is obsessed with animals right now. See? You're giving it the expert instructions. And then, in just a few minutes, you get back a whole lesson draft. But, and this is key, it's not a finished product. Think of it more like high-quality clay, and you are the sculptor. You might love the warm-up it suggested, but you decide to swap out the article for one you know your students will really connect with. You are always in the driver's seat, using your professional judgment to make that final lesson perfect. Okay, next up is the differentiation engine. And for a lot of teachers, this is kind of the holy grail. I mean, we're talking about providing real, tiered support for every single student in your room without spending your entire weekend doing it. This is an absolute game changer. Seriously, just think about how long it takes to find or rewrite just one article at 3 different reading levels. Now imagine doing that in seconds. The agent can spit out those leveled texts, create scaffolded questions to guide students, and even pop in supports like a vocabulary glossary. All of it, automatically. So let's say you're a middle school science teacher. You found this amazing, rich article about ecosystems, but you know it's going to be way too dense for some of your readers and maybe not challenging enough for others. So what do you do? How do you make that one incredible resource work for everyone? Well, this is the new workflow, and it's so much simpler. You start with that one great article. The AI does all the heavy lifting of creating the different versions. So your job shifts from being a content creator to being an expert curator and editor. You just review what it gives you, make your final tweaks, and you're good to go. And that's the whole point, isn't it? That feeling of, I wish I had more time to differentiate this properly. Well, that can just disappear. It stops being a time crisis and instead becomes a strategic design choice. You can actually plan for the full range of learners in your classroom every single time. All right, our third and final application is a big one, the feedback assistant. This is all about making your feedback faster and way more effective so it can actually guide what your students do next. So this goes way beyond just helping you grade faster. An AI assistant can look at a whole stack of student work and instantly point out the most common misconceptions. But you know what's really amazing? That last point. It can generate reflection questions for you, the teacher. It prompts you to think, why did that misconception happen? And what could I do differently tomorrow? It's a tool for your own professional growth. Let's make this real. The bell just rang. You've got a pile of 30 exit tickets on your desk.
You know the key to tomorrow's lesson is buried in that data somewhere, but you've got another class coming in 5 minutes and a meeting right after school. Sound familiar?
And this chart really says it all. The before column, that's you, manually sorting through everything, trying to find patterns, basically guessing. The after column, that's strategic and precise. The assistant doesn't just tell you that 10 kids are confused, it tells you exactly what they're confused about and even suggests ways to reteach that specific concept. You walk into class the next day ready to target the exact point of need. So as we start to wrap this up, let's talk about maybe the most important part of all, how to use these powerful tools smartly, ethically, and responsibly. This isn't just about the cool tech, it's about our professional practice. Okay, these 3 guardrails right here, they're completely non-negotiable. First, and say it with me, you are the expert in the room. The AI is an assistant, you are the final decision maker, always. Second, you have to review what the AI gives you. Check it for accuracy, check it for bias, make sure the tone is right for your students. And third, and this is a huge one, you have to fiercely protect student privacy. That means never ever inputting identifiable student information. You only use anonymized work samples, period.
So I'll leave you with this question. Look, you don't have to go out and revolutionize your entire teaching practice overnight. Just think, what is one small, maybe even annoying task that you could hand off to an AI assistant this week? Maybe it's just generating 5 new warm-up questions or rewriting a single tricky paragraph for a few different readers. Just start small. Experiment. See what it feels like to get a little bit of your most valuable resource back, your time.